Hey, this is Allison.
And this is Nina.
And this is Chaotic Good, your anything but neutral reality TV podcast.
And we are here to talk about the new season of Survivor 49. It is time, people. It is happening. And we are so excited.
Yeah. All our favorite shows back to back. It's keeping us busy girls. But I am so excited that, season 49, I mean, everyone's talking about season 50 for Survivor right now because it's an all-returning cast. But I am still so excited to meet all these people. The casting team does an incredible job of finding really just unique, successful, interesting, dynamic people to play the game. So, before we start recapping, how are you doing, Nina? How are you feeling aligned?
Let's see. Today, my alignment is unfortunately chaotic evil. I just woke up in the foulest mood. Does that ever happen to you where it's just like nothing actually bad or horrible happened to me today, but just because I woke up in this terrible mood and the smallest inconvenience,
I
was like,
there's
it's
like
over.
A hair in your throat the whole day. And
Yeah.
Like everything's just
exactly
evil.
Like if you were to ask me, it's like, okay, point by point, what happened to you today? Like, it's truly so minor. It's truly just the instances of like being human and being alive and things that happen. But because I don't know, I slept bad. I have no idea, but I was just in such a bad mood. To the point where I was seeing this old man cross the street earlier today, and I was like, if he fell. That might turn my day around if he fell, actually. That's
a
bad.
Chaotic evil takeover of the brain.
Yes, it is. So I am so happy to be here. This is turning my day around. I feel like I am so excited to be talking about Survivor today. I had such a fun time last night watching it with everybody. So that was delightful. That had nothing to do with my foul mood this morning.
Yes, so last night we hosted a watch party with all of our nearest and dearest friends. We hosted it at Authentic Brewing, my dad's brewery, and we set up a projector screen outside, pulled out all the couches. I made my famous popcorn. I'm very good at making popcorn. A lot of candy, some beer. It was so fun, and it was just like under the stars. It was really perfect. And
it was the perfect setup. And Allison is saying we, but this was Allison. Allison set this up. I was not. I showed up after everything was set up, I will say.
Yeah.
Put that on record.
Yeah, my parents also were a big help in setting that up. My alignment today.
Yeah, how are you feeling, Allison?
Is also chaotic evil. But in a different perspective. I was just like thinking of like the world and like where we live right now, and the Bulldogs got a big game coming up.
Oh yeah, tell me
so
about it.
So we are having a home game. We are hosting Alabama, our true nemesis, and we're playing some Georgia Bulldog football, because I don't think we've mentioned this, but we live in Athens, Georgia.
Yeah. I don't know why we've kept it such a secret. You could guess. We could say the Dogs, and it's like people know where we're at.
And so I think like over 100,000 people are going to be descending our little town. I pretty much live like in downtown itself, so it's going to be crazy because no matter the outcome of that game, there's going to be some chaotic evil feelings, and it's about to go down. So I am looking forward to that. My brother's coming into town, and I'm going to watch it with the fam, and it's going to be good.
Oh, it's going to be so fun. Yeah. I can't even, it's been, again, it's one of those days, one of those weeks. I can't even fathom what I'm doing this weekend. I'm taking it 1 hour at a time. This is where I'm at. It's
been a big podcasting week for us, and it's just week 3. So we
did this to ourselves, and this is something we are doing to ourselves. No one's making us do this. We're not getting paid. If you can believe it, we are not getting paid to podcast yet.
Yes. We'll take your money soon enough.
So this is just out of pure joy and fun, and I should say I am having a blast doing this podcast. This is so fun.
Yeah, I'll get weepy if I really think about it. So how about I actually put on my Survivor cap on?
Let's do this.
And let's do this recap. So, I just have to. I can't start with anything other than the banner headline news. that our sweetie pie, Nicole, got voted out.
She's gone. My lesbian sister, my lesbian sisterhood,
Queer
gone.
icon.
Queer
gone.
icon. Yes, sweetie, Long Island girly, living in Philly, bagel princess.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Her parents own a bagel deli in Ohio. I just looked up her little video of her intro.
Oh, very
just
nice.
just adorable. And
yeah, so
she's gone. She was voted out, blindsided. Not just voted out. She
didn't play her shot in the dark.
Yeah.
And it did end up with her blind side. I think she may have seen it coming because there was that comment from Jeremiah of there's it's down to 2 people. It's going to be the 2 weakest people.
Yeah,
and
which I found shocking for someone to be like so. That felt very like, oh yeah, we're thinking about 2 people. We're thinking of 2 people right now. It's like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, so let's get into how this tribal council went down. So if you are watching on YouTube, you are going to get quite a treat because I am flexing my my diagramming skills, my right whatever. That the lizard brain of mine that's like, I need to diagram this shit.
Yes, type A, yes.
Type A, yes. No, actually Nicole said she was a type A eldest daughter, so she knows where her stuff is and where's my shoe.
Exactly.
So we will get to all of that.
Oh my gosh, we will. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot about that. Anyway, we got stuff to talk about. Let's go.
We've got Nicole's final moments to address. So the vote ended up being just a landslide on Nicole. Everyone voted for Nicole except Nicole voted for Annie because everyone told Nicole that they were going to be voting for Annie, so she thought she was aligned with that. So yeah, it's like a lot of questions come up here. You know, should Nicole have played the shot in the dark? Yeah. In these kind of cases, you know, your vote really didn't do anything for where you wanted for getting Annie out. So this is an obvious.
Or moving the needle anyway. Yeah. Like
so,
also if you're going to go out in flames, like try to create some chaos, you know, as some people try to do, but there's just, it just fell flat, unfortunately.
Yeah. Were you surprised by this outcome?
No, I wasn't. I was one of those people that was kind of maybe thinking Annie might it might have been more closer 50-50 to people voting for Annie. Even though I don't personally feel like either of those 2 women really deserve to be on the bottom. I know maybe we'll get to that. We can get to that later. Sorry. But, so I thought maybe someone else might vote for Annie. I don't know who as I'm saying that. I don't know, but, it's just tough. It's tough to see such a fun, lovable character gone so quick.
Essentially, the cliffhanger spot was that Annie went to Sophie and was like, okay, well, obviously they're targeting the weaker players. Like, what does that mean for us? What does that mean going forward? The plan was still Nicole, because I feel like so many people are just very obsessed with that first vote, anybody but me. They're honestly, I sometimes wonder like how strong the alliances are. They're just trying to get a 4-person majority on somebody to be able to move on to the next day. But I do think like if you are like banking kind of your whole game on this like meat shield strategy, like meat shields, you know, they all only like think in strength. You know, in Jake's preseason interviews, he was talking about how like, oh, preseason, I am only going to be voting for the weakest person on the tribe. And just like literally whoever is literally who I consider the physically weakest, that's who I'm going to be going after. Which, you know, knowing someone who has such like transparent, like obvious gameplay can be good for you. But sometimes it's like those people are very hard to work with because the vibe he gave is that he's not going to be you know, changing his mind anytime soon. Exactly. So it makes me like wonder if, you know, Annie, you know, Nicole, Sophie, if they should be joining up Jeremiah to maybe get out one of these meat shield boys, because I also feel like this whole tribe, it's really focused around this bromance, and everyone's kind of like a hanger on
to that bromance. I mean, what is the reason here? Like, understand Jake like came out exactly. Yeah, Jake came out strong. He was in the earlier challenges which we will get into. Yes, very strong, runs fast, yada yada. But it truly feels like he himself like declared this bromance with Alex, someone that he had met or talked to from what we have seen for seconds.
Actually, in the preseason interviews, they sometimes will ask like, "Oh, who are you vibing with?" And
he was already like
in preseason. You like see the other players as you're doing like onboarding and interviews, and everyone's getting like set up to play, but you're not allowed to talk at all.
Yes.
And if you break those rules, you'll be cut from the game, maybe even the night before. That's why we have 2 amazing alternates on the game this season. So Jake said in his preseason interview that he loved Alex. Like he literally like locked eyes on that boy and was like, "I love you.
I love you.
This is bromance. I know it in my gut. When you're a dude, you just know." and so he already knew. He really liked how smiley Alex was and how outgoing, because also Jake was like put off by anybody who like was not very like warm and open, where it's like, it's also part of it is you're trying, the rule is you're not supposed to like show any emotion and you're not supposed to interact with anybody, but still people are like trying to interact through like smiles and winks and
through nonverbal communication.
Yes. And Jake really values that, and Alex was giving it to him, and now he has his bromance. So yeah, I think Jeremiah and Sophie, the true 4 is Jake, Alex, Jeremiah, and Sophie. So Annie's spot moving forward is in a tough spot.
Tenuous at best.
So I feel like I'm a little worried about Annie's spot moving forward. And I also am like wondering, with this meat shield of it all, is because it's just so public. Jake is so obvious about this bromance. He's like, well, you just know. He literally will tell people like, you just know it's a bromance. So like, I got Alex in the back, and I'm wondering if that kind of gameplay is going to eventually rub Sophie and Jeremiah the wrong way. And I feel like if they're going to get someone out of that pair, they're going to vote out Alex, because I feel like Jake is the glue. He's the main point of contact. Because there was that scene with like Jeremiah and Jake where they were having their little exclusive alliance. Sophie and Jake had their, their first like bonding moment. Jake, Jeremiah, and Sophie had that. We'll get to the whole baby daddy story of it all. But I just feel like
you're right,
Alex, because you want to break up twosomes that are really strong. So I worry for Alex's spot going forward and Annie's spot going forward, but I feel like Sophie and Jeremiah are in a pretty good spot, because I think they can nimbly move around if they need to, if the tides are turning, and I feel like they will ultimately be like the split votes that Jake and Alex need, or Annie and Alex need, because Alex and Annie still have they pinky promised this episode.
They did.
And I'm like, I take pinky promises very seriously. So yeah. Nina, do you think that this could possibly be the disaster tribe that keeps going to?
I think so. I don't know. I just again, we'll get to the challenges in a minute, but just seeing the way, for example, that they quote unquote work or not work together, how they communicate, it just seems like there's a lot of. It's not fitting. These puzzle pieces are not fitting. So I don't know. I hate it when a tribe just like, it's almost like they're immediately cursed. This happened like last season where it was just like, what was it? The green. I just go by colors. I'm sorry, people. The green tribe. Just kept losing and losing and losing. Like, this is brutal. Like, it's not. I understand. It becomes a point where I'm like, this is actually really not fun anymore to see like. And sometimes that does leave space for like exciting things to happen at tribal council. Like things can be like I don't know, some surprising things could happen, and
a shot in the dark can land like Mary's.
Exactly. Which, I mean, when that happened, that was monumental. That was beautiful. So yes, there is space for something like that to happen. But I think overall, I'm like, I don't want to see the same tribe just get beaten up. It's just no fun.
I don't think they're going to be the disaster tribe, only because I feel like we got so much strategic setup for the Red Uli tribe that my guess is that they go to tribal council, because they're, I would say the the yellow tribe, the the Hani. Okay.
Hina. The yellow is Hina because it's so close to Nina. So obviously I'm going to remember that tribe name.
Yeah. So I have a feeling these will be, this tribe will be back to tribal council before the merge, but I think we'll also get some Uli in there.
Okay.
So yeah, let's talk about, where things went down in the Kili tribe. So what is your overall thoughts on these players?
Gosh, okay, let me see. Like, overall thoughts, yes. Jake, yeah, muscle guy that everybody's like following. I'm like, okay.
He definitely has star power. In the pre-merge interviews, everyone mentioned him. It's funny also that everyone was talking about how like they were praying for him to be on his tribe because he looks so physically dominant. But I actually think another tribe, the Hina tribe, is very, and even the Uli tribe has a lot of very physical people, but it's like that communication piece, like you said, is really going to come in handy.
Exactly. Also, the thing with Jake, if we're just gonna be talking about, like stuff that they were talking about in the episode, he a very strong like story. He's coming at you. He's coming in with the heavy hitters right off the bat in episode 1. First, when they first arrive on the beach, we get his story of, I believe it's his dad has glaucoma, and this is gonna, and his he's losing sight rapidly, and it appears that like right in the next year or so, like he's gonna lose it like 100%. And of course he gets teary-eyed, and he's like, so the fact that he's on Survivor, he's gonna watch me on Survivor before he goes blind, like, is really important to. I'm just like, oh, right there. That's what we start off with him. We're like, okay, he's like he's a correction officer. He was like a Chippendale dupe dancer, and now we've got this like heartfelt story. I will say, it did then throw me for a loop when we find out that he is married, he has a wife, and he was telling the story about how he and his wife have been trying for 4 years to have a child, and
she had a surgery done. She had some kind of something happen where she was able to get pregnant, which is amazing. And
beautiful.
Turns out that she is going to be giving birth at any moment during this season, and he is going to be missing the birth of his first child with his wife. And I will say the reaction to that in the live watch party amongst the girlies was like, oh, hey, yo, no. However, I will say if my husband and I had a kid, Survivor would not cast a pregnant woman. Like, I just know, like, the moment you get pregnant, they'd be like, oh, yeah, you're not playing the show. So it doesn't even really count for me. But if somehow, like, someone else was having my baby, but I also had the opportunity to play Survivor, like, I feel like I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be so there when I'm back. Yeah. And it's only gonna be a couple weeks, and we'll figure it out. And what if I win the $1 million, or what if I don't?
Well, that's what he's saying. He's saying, like, I'm doing this for my family. I'm gonna win that $1 million for my family. I'm like,
I can relate to it. But moving on from Jake, we have Alex, his bromance boy, who works on Capitol Hill. He's like the communications director for a congresswoman. So he is very outgoing, bubbly. He says he like connects very much with like mother figures, older women, grandma type figures. So yeah, when he was talking to Annie, and he was like, oh, I just really relate to you. She's like, don't say I'm a mom. And
I remind you of your mom. Don't say that.
Annie doesn't
Which
have
he
kids.
Was so close to say.
He was so close to say.
Was going to say
no,
that.
Powerful women. But also, I think he sees Annie as like a very loyal type player. So he is excited to play with her. I really would love to see like the dynamics of Alex moving forward with Annie on his side, because I would like to see him kind of struggle in that, like, oh my god, I've been put on this bromance pedestal, but I'm so much more than that.
Oh, I would love to see that too. That would be just way more exciting than just another bromance on the show. Come on.
I mean, we're girlies, so we love a girly bond, but bromances, we're like, what is that? Why do we need it?
Why are y'all?
Time's up.
Yeah,
TikTok,
male loneliness epidemic. What? Who? Keep them separated. That's what I say.
Moving on to, I feel like the two people who are really running the tribe, Sophie and Jeremiah, and I'm so glad that I feel like, are becoming number ones, because when I first was watching it, Sophie's like, I want a meat shield. I want that filet mignon meat shield, and Jake. And he's going to be, and they had kind of like, we're each other's number ones, da da da. And then I'm like, girl, like, watch out, because he literally, like, he's like walking with Alex and Sophie, and he looks at Alex in the eyes and he says, this is a bromance. And then he notices that Sophie's actually standing there, and he's like, for all of us. I'm like, girl, did you clock that? Like, he's gonna get rid of you as soon as he needs to. I think he will keep you going into the game, but I also do think, like, because Jake has this like larger than life persona, he is that shield that she is so wanting. But we have two. She described herself as like, she's trying to be like the little like fish that attaches to the big shark.
Yes.
And I feel like Jeremiah and her are the little fishies attached to the big shark. So I'm glad that they're now like treating each other as number ones, because I love their dynamic. He wants to be the first Taurus man.
Yes, I love that. I have that in my notes also. First Taurus man. I'm like, yes. And how much he loves astrology. I just love, I love those two. I think they're so fun. They're so fun to watch. They have such great lines. And I really want to see them get down and dirty. I want to see them strategize.
The whole overall like alliance chart that I set up is that we have Jake and Alex as bromance. We have Alex and Annie on the side, maybe with a secret pinky swear alliance. However, like the strength of that is TBD. Yeah, and then we have Sophie and Jeremiah that are literally like, those boys are our meat shields, and we are gonna try to get to merge. So that is the breakdown there. And then I also did some diagramming
I love this.
of like the episode to like just make me like understand like how things went from one thing to another. So Sophie links up with Jake, and then the moment Alex gets back from the tribe supplies challenge, they all get together, and then this is when Jake decides to hide Nicole's shoe, which when that happened, I was like, this is not a good sign for Nicole, because he would not hide the shoe of someone in his alliance. And I don't think anyone knows that he hid this shoe. He's calling himself a shoe bandit. But he was like, he said it's 99% entertainment, 1% chaos. And I'm like, I think it's like 99% chaos, 1% entertainment.
Funny. Yeah. But like a bro would say that, right? Like this would be somebody that would like say something like so heinous and stupid, and then be like, why can't you take a joke? Why can't you take a joke? Like, he's that guy, right? Okay, just to give you an idea, if you didn't see the episode, if you didn't see the show, like, that's the vibe here.
I do think like Jake
I don't think
in general has like, he has, I do think he is a sweetheart in many ways, and his heart is on his sleeve.
I don't think he's evil. He's not a villain.
He's just it's like, it's interesting. A lot of people talk about like Russell Hantz. I feel like Russell Hantz is having like a reemergence of like people being like, like, I do love his gameplay, and his gameplay was like, he would steal people's socks and burn them in the fire at night, which which is just crazy. I mean, so I just felt really bad for Nicole's shoe, and thank God it was found. But at that point, I literally was like, Nicole's days are numbered, which I hate, because I found Nicole so funny, so cool. Yeah. She would have been a BFF of mine on the island for sure. And so this is when there's a moment when all four of them, I think the alliance that Nicole thought she was in, with Nicole herself, Jeremiah, Jake, and Sophie all go to the water well, and they invite Annie to join them. And Annie is like in her like, oh, I need to set up this campsite.
Set up the camp with this here, blah, blah, blah. Y'all go. I'm going to focus and like just stay here. Yeah.
Yeah, so she is noticeably isolating herself, which is Survivor 101. She admits that she hasn't played a social game before, because she's, done so many incredible things. She's like run Ironmans, does mountaineering, does these like multi-day adventure skills things, but it's really like finishing the task, like endurance, doing what you need to do, but like the social element of the game. She mentioned in her preseason interviews that she would struggle with that. And I was like, no, girl, you're so cool. And like, I can tell you're just like great to hang out with. I was kind of like thinking, oh, you're going to slay it in the social game. But now I am actually kind of worried about her.
Yeah.
However, this is when Annie and Alex make their little pinky swear moment. So I do have some hope for them there. And then this is the part like pre immunity challenge when I feel like it was like Nicole's critical spot where she could have maybe changed the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that is when Sophie starts saying that she's feeling jealous of this bromance. That is when Nicole should have swept in with Jeremiah and started being like, we don't need a bromance. Bros, I'll be your bro. Nicole even like described herself as like a frat boy with a chain. It's like, let me, like, I can be a bromance. Like, let me go. So I feel like that, like, Nicole should have like found a way to really get like tight with Sophie and Jeremiah, and there would have, there could have been a possibility there.
Yeah, put in a little wedge.
Yes, exactly.
Get in between those bros.
One of my favorite moments was when Jeremiah is like talking with Jake about maybe being an unexpected alliance, and every time Jake takes a step forward, Jeremiah takes like 2 steps back.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
So if you rewatch it, anyway, it's like they're like holding a bamboo stick, and Jake just kind of like leans forward, and Jeremiah is just like stepping back, like, okay, because he's just this hulking presence, and I feel like Jeremiah is like in his presence. So yeah, they lose the challenge, which sucks. If we wanted to go into the immunity challenge, we could.
Ooh, yes, let's talk about it.
I'll toggle over there. So the immunity challenge, oh my God, I can't believe it featured 3 of those big ass snakes.
Oh my gosh, I kind of loved them. It was really giving like Burning Man. I'm like, this is something, 200 pound snakes. And I was giving, it was very fun. It does seem like a nightmare to move. So, okay. So the immunity challenge, the idea is that, okay, the first pair of people are going to go through this rope tunnel. Then you're going to crawl under, into like the muddy pit classic, and then you're gonna run into the jungle and retrieve these like 3 huge serpents that are tied up. So you have to like untie them, and they're kind of like sitting up, and then you gotta bring them back, and you do have to bring it back through the tunnel. Drop them in a specific like home base area, and then the next pair go and runs and gets the second snake, third snake, so on and so forth. And then once all the snakes are back in the home base, then 3 players then work together to navigate this like tiny ball that you move around. It's like, okay, the 3 people, it's like you have this string, each person has a string, and it's connected to like a little hoop that's around the ball, and you have to move this ball using communication. And you gotta like weave it through this like this wooden snake, this like twisty turny wooden snake that also has like holes in it. So you have to like be careful to like miss those, and you gotta get it all the way to the end. And then yes, the first team to
win is Honey.
To win is Honey.
And then
Hina.
Oh my God, Hina.
It's gonna take a second, y'all. Give us a minute.
Yeah,
It's the first episode.
And then Uli, and I feel like they already had painted a target on Nicole and Annie as like these are 2 these literally are the 2 people outside of our alliance, and they are like likely the most physically weak players of the tribe. So it's like, who's gonna mess up the most, and whoever that is, you're going out. Cool. And I've noticed that, so the first pair to go from the Keeley tribe, so yeah, the blue tribe, is Jake and Annie again, which they were also the first ones to go for the first challenge, right off the bat right on the beach, which unfortunately, like, Annie was a bit slower at. Jake just like ran out full force, got this big I feel like,
cream.
well, like, Annie like is an endurance athlete,
exactly.
So is, training to like last in ultra marathons, and is
exactly.
Probably being like very careful about
like what
not injuring herself
yeah.
in those first moments. So yeah, they lose, which is a bummer, and then that like sets them on the path to lead to tribal council, which we've already covered. So now I feel like it's a good time to talk about some of our other players in the game.
Yes.
So let's go on to the Uli tribe. So, so we got to have a good amount of time with them on our screens this week, and Nina, let me know your first initial
Okay,
thoughts
let
on
me
some
see
of
if
these people.
okay, let me see, because I'm sorry, everybody, I haven't remembered everybody's name just yet. So
I
just
know
like,
everyone's name.
okay, perfect. So right off the bat, as soon as the people get to the beach, I am my tall girls. So of course I immediately see Sage.
Yes,
Immediately.
Sage, yeah.
I'm like, okay, Sage, I see you. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see where this goes. So
yeah, she was described as the wacky social worker, and
and she's kind of kook. She seems fun.
I mean, she's talking about aqua poops in the water, and I
burping.
I pee myself sometimes. A lot of bodily fluid talk from Sage this week. But yeah, it sounds like she has she like described it in her words. She described a like soul sister type of alliance with Shannon. And Shannon this week, so she is the girl in the center,
Yes.
our guru. I was actually really impressed.
A girl from Boston.
Yes, a girl from Boston.
Yeah.
So fun fact about her is her parents run a bar that Boston Rob worked at before he like started playing Survivor. So he like quit his bartending job at that bar to go play Survivor. And they were like, what? And then so they were like OG friends with Boston Rob. So yeah, she like really talks about herself like she's like half like Boston born bred type of girl, sports bar bro type of thing, and then the other half is a very like spirituality, manifesting, high vibes type of person. I was really impressed with her this episode because her preseason interview was like honestly the only one I couldn't finish because she just rambles and like kind of goes on and on and on, and it's like obviously she's very sharp because she's just like thinking of another thing, but it's like it's like that circle of like, how do we get back to the answer, like how do we get back there? She like couldn't find her way back. So but the fact that she's really center aligned pretty well with Savannah Louie as well, so she is our fellow Atlanta girly.
Woo! Georgia girl, here we go. And also like another strong competitor. I am super excited to see Savannah in the show. Does she terrify me? Yes.
No, yeah, I mean she has her experience in the newsroom. I'm also a fellow journalism grad myself. I didn't end up pursuing journalism, so I relate to her in more ways than one. So I'm really enjoying her. It's interesting. So it's like Savannah, Shannon, and Jawan at a point make like a threesome alliance around the water well because they all feel really good with each other. It's interesting. Savannah is kind of annoyed sometimes with like Shannon's like meditation. They're like doing that like breath work moment on the beach. And Savannah's like, I don't need to do this, but she's almost like respecting that like Shannon has this like really big outer like persona, and then is like, oh, and I know on the back side of that she's really strategic and like working hard. So I was thinking like the next sentence would be like, oh, I'm over our relationship or I'm over our friendship, but it seems like Savannah's the type of woman that can hold space for a woman with a multifaceted
what a concept.
Selves. Yeah. So like the big question is to me is it's like two alliances are forming in this Uli tribe. So the first option is Savannah, Jawan, and Shannon, and they're kind of like Jawan described it as an open casting call for who would be
that's right, yes.
Who would be the next one in their foursome group, because you need 4 to be able to vote out someone on a 6-person tribe. So he's like, is it going to be the wacky social worker? Is it going to be the stay-at-home LA dad? He's not a stay-at-home dad. He's an extremely successful producer in LA. Maybe they'll figure that out soon. I think if anyone's going to figure out, it's going to be Jawan, because he's a video editor in LA as well.
Yes, yeah.
So, or is it going to be Rizgod Rizgod himself? So
Rizgod.
Who is it going to be? I think...
What do you think? Yeah.
Okay, so it's like if you think about like if it depends on who it's for. Savannah is the most aligned with Nate out of this threesome. So
it does seem
best
that way.
for Savannah would be Nate. I think Shannon would also do well with Nate because Nate also named him when he was trying to form his own alliance. Honestly, I love everyone on this tribe, so I'm like, can none of them go?
They're very exciting. I'm super interested. They're all so different. They bring something so different to the show.
Because like the other alliance that is forming is one that Nate kind of spearheads, because he phrases it as like, I work in, Marvel hero movies, and it's all about assembling a team, and you don't want to assemble a team of like 2 Captain Americas. And then they do a shot of Jawan and Rizgod walking, and so maybe I don't watch a lot of
Marvel movies.
I don't, so I'm like, I don't really get the reference, but I'm gonna like figure it out. So Nate approaches Savannah and it's like, we should work together. And he's like, and maybe we should also like bring in Shannon because she seems really cool. I wonder if he's saying that because he can already tell that Savannah and Shannon are close. And then he says, Rizzo looks to be like really strong physically, and so that would be the foursome. And it sounds like at the end of the episode, Savannah is preferring her alliance with the Nate side over Jawan, because Jawan kind of had a crash out over the fire. But I'm just like, you're just you've like been preparing maybe your whole lifetime to play, but you're like preparing in intensity for months before you play, and then you're finally on the beach. It's your first days. You've like practiced making fire. Now you can't let me crash out. Like, let me feel something. Like, let me have like a little like huff and a puff. And he walks away. He's a grown boy. He knows how to like, leave the room. Keep
to himself. Yeah.
Yeah. And, like go scream in a corner. You don't have a pillow to scream in, so
go to the beach.
Find your jungle moment to scream in. But Savannah's like, I don't know about this.
Savannah clocked it. She did see that as a weakness. Yes.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that she's like feeling like him not being able to make a fire is weakness, but she's also like fine with someone who's like blessing the ocean and like needing to do breath work. So I'm kind of like, where is Savannah? I feel like, strategically I'm not really getting a sense of where Sage stands.
We're not really seeing her.
I think Sage and Shannon are close, and there was this sweet moment where Savannah, Shannon, and Sage like had a cute like hug on the beach, and I was like, their hug is cute. I like this hug. Nate mentioned that he felt like because Sage is such like an open mouth, just says whatever's on her mind, pretty crass, pretty, says what, he thinks that's a sign that, how could she like keep a secret, which I'm like, no, it's,
oh my God,
Nate, like, you can be a wackadoo lady and then also know how to keep a secret, like, we contain multitudes, like,
come on,
watch me. So I think he's underestimating Sage a little bit there. And then we don't get a lot of the man, the myth, the legend, Rizgod, Rizgod himself, strategy-wise, but we have such a sweet moment. We really learn so much about like just who he is as a person through this tribe supply challenge.
War challenge, yes. So this happens after, our first, after the Maroonie challenge. The Hina wins.
Hina wins again.
So they get their supplies and they go to their spot, and then the other 2 tribes have to choose one person to do a challenge, and they don't know what it is. They just take him away. And Rizzo goes from Uli and Alex from Keeley. So they're taken away. That's always so funny to me. It's like, all right, and there you go, off on your journey. Yes, on your mystical journey. And they end up on this beach. And the challenge is that on the beach, there's all these coconuts, and some coconuts are different than other coconuts. Some are better, because some of them have, their tribe symbol on them. So the idea is that you find the coconuts with your tribe symbol, collect them, and then inside the coconut, I'm fascinated by this, there's puzzle pieces. So you gotta rip open these coconuts, get all the puzzle pieces, and then assemble the puzzle, which will have a map on it. X marks the spot, and wherever the X is, the idea is
so exhausting.
Oh, I'm not even done yet.
Tribe supplies.
And I'm not even done yet. It's not even it. It's like, okay, you assemble the puzzle. X marks the spot. You find, and it's somewhere on the beach, right? So it's like you're supposed to figure out where the X is on the beach. Dig your little heart out. Dig deeper than you've ever dug in your whole entire life.
Dig with your legs. Dig with your hands. Dig
with your head, with your back, with your butt. Any possible phalange that you have, like use it to dig. And in the hole somewhere there is I'm gonna call it a steering wheel. It's a wheel. It's a ship wheel. It's a ship, people. And then you take that out. You take it to you put it onto this like pole. You move the wheel, and it moves the flag up, and whoever has their flag up first wins. Phew. So there's your challenge. First day in, you just did a whole other challenge with your team, and now you're out here by yourself doing this. Like, I wonder.
No calories.
No, yeah, nothing. Yeah, your tribe is bonding. They're making they're talking. They're making alliances. Like, it's such a huge sacrifice.
Yeah. So
to
Alex,
do this.
quickly they both quickly get all their coconuts, and then Alex very quickly assembles his puzzle, and Rizzo is like, oh god, I'm so bad at puzzles, this is bad. And so Alex goes and has the X marks a spot. He's digging. It feels like Rizzo is so behind, there's no chance for him to win. Alex is about to get it in the bag, and then he starts looking over at Alex's puzzle, literally placing the puzzle pieces on
Rizzo
top.
is literally moving the
like
spots
Alex
over.
is coming back, and he's like, "Oh, excuse me, I was just."
Oh, excuse me, buddy. Oh, excuse me, bud. Oh, like that's what Rizzo is saying to Alex to look at his puzzle. And thankfully, I'm like, Alex, what are you doing? Thankfully, yes, Alex does like hide his puzzle a little bit while he's like looking at it. But then, of course, he has to go back and keep digging, because the thing is, Alex doubts himself. He started doubting himself. He was digging.
Yeah, he did actually have, in his preseason interviews, he had like a nervous energy that I picked up on. Like he just like had that like kind of like nervous shake to him as and anyway, I feel like that he's in a good spot on his tribe for the moment. So,
for the moment, which is shocking because, I mean, we're gonna hear in a sec why, but he's losing speed. Because now he's freaking out. He doesn't think he's digging in the right spot, which by all accounts, the way I was, he is in the right spot. He just needed to dig
really
deeper.
Fucking hard,
and it's hard.
And
all this is hard. So he starts again. He thinks he has so much time on his hands, so he just starts digging around and all these like different, kind of like random spots, to be honest, which gives way
for Rizzo,
for our boy Rizzo.
Anyway, he ends up finding the spot, getting out the ship wheel, winning the tribe supplies, and then he has this emotional moment in his confessional where he is just like, "This is the happiest, most proud moment of my life," and in our watch party, we have all varying degrees of people who are super fans, people who haven't watched as much. Some people are like, oh my God, what is this kid talking about? And I'm like, no, I felt it, because it's like it's essentially, some people, it's like their whole lives are leading to this moment, and then they like have that heroic moment. And he is constantly setting himself up to be a hero in whatever version of his life that he's in. Like his hero mindset. Yeah. He in the pre-preseason, there was some like trailers and stuff calling himself Rizgod, and everyone was like, oh my God, some Gen Zer, like, you know.
I mean, and he's 25, in case you don't know this. He's just like this scrawny, like 25-year-old, you know.
But
like,
it
can be annoying.
He created that name for himself because it's like, it's almost like when you're talking to yourself in the mirror and you're trying to pump yourself up to do incredible things, it's like, what else are you going to call yourself than the man, the myth, the legend, Rizgod, Rizgod baby? And it's like, I need to create one of those myself. So maybe next week I'll come back with the Allison mantra. But it's like, he's a mantra boy.
Yes, and it works. And from what we've seen, like if that challenge is indicative of that, then it's like, okay, then there is something here.
Oh,
like,
he shares that he is the first player of Albanian descent. His parents are immigrants from Albania with an arranged marriage. He grew up in just a small apartment in Yonkers, New York. Pretty much raised his brother while his parents were like working around the clock to support his family. His parents were like, you're going to school, you know English, like you're smart, you do our taxes.
You do our taxes.
So he was like a 14-year-old doing his taxes for his family. He just is like, he's scrappy, he's smart, and he's like just has this heart of gold. So I'm very protective of this boy, and I can't wait to see where he goes. So do we want to talk about our last tribe?
Let's do it. Let's talk about Hina.
And
Woo!
we're leaving them last because they just seem like really like mentally stable, physically stable, just good vibes.
Really good vibes. Their color's yellow. They're sunny people. And this is Survivor. I know the red wedding is coming. You know, like we all know this, but at the moment they do all seem like very sweet folks. Yeah. Let's see. Well, again, like I said earlier, I'm clocking my tall girls. So obviously Michelle, MC, I clock her immediately. Also, she does amazing in their first challenge, on the beach.
I think she is a personal trainer. So she's a physical asset for sure.
Yeah.
On the team. Also a star of the first moments of the episode is our Christina.
Yes,
because she just runs
Christina.
off of that boat, and
she is doing what we would all do, which would just be so happy, so excited to be standing all that sand with Jeff
smiles,
in front of her. Yeah,
I feel like basked in her glow.
Yes,
and I feel like her smile is just a gift to everyone. And in her preseason interviews, she's like, I think people are going to really like me because she's just like, I know I have this magic.
Yeah, and she does.
And she does. Like, even when she's like so freaked out and like scared of nature, like you just are like, I love you, I love you, I love you. You know, she's like,
you're going to be okay, girl. You're going to be okay.
Reactions, just like screaming. She has a phobia of birds, which I'm just like, I would love to explore that even more as the episode goes. So actually on this tribe, we have the 2 alternates.
Yes, that's right.
So that is Michelle MC, and then also Jason. So they did not know that they were going to be playing this game until like 12 hours before filming,
the day before.
Until the night before. Yeah. So the dynamic in this tribe, we know a little bit, but there's still a lot to understand. That's why I have to guess that they will not be going to tribal next week, because we haven't really set up too much. I feel like the glue of all of the relationships right now is our boy Steven, who works for NASA or aerospace or something. When he first said what he did, I thought he said he was a Kroger manager, like a manager of a Kroger grocery store, but he said he was a program manager. Okay.
Oh, wow.
He calls himself a discount Ryan Reynolds. And he shares a story. Well, he has hearing aids on the beach. And so they mention that, like, oh, what's that about? And he shares that he jokes that his girlfriend was like, you're never listening to me. And he's like, I'm trying.
Yeah, because he didn't know that he had any sort of, like, hearing impairment until, like, his 20s.
Yeah, he said he went over 20 years without knowing he had any hearing loss.
Wild.
And so, yeah, he made the joke of, like, he gets the hearing aids and, like, life is vibrant and stuff. But, like, how many farts have I, had that I thought no one else heard? Ha, ha, ha. Anyway, that's a good joke to have in the back of your pocket. But I feel like, all of the, like, kind of soft alliances that are forming, I feel like are through his perspective. So Christina describes the both of them as social nerds. And she describes herself as a social nerd in the sense that social connections and relationships is what she nerds out about, because that is, like, what fills her cup. That's, like, what she does for a living. It's just her like, innate skill is, like, socially connecting with people. So she recognized him as a fellow social nerd. And then we also see Steven and Matt form kind of an alliance, and Matt seems like a cool guy.
He does, and strong. And very strong. He's done really well in all the challenges. I feel like he is also an asset, and he knows how to survive out here. There's a scene where we're watching, I believe it's Christina and maybe Steven making a fire. Maybe it's
Christina
Jason.
and Jason.
And Jason making a fire?
Christina's
or trying to make a fire.
They're trying to make a fire. And Matt is like,
eyeing them so intensely.
But I think so what I like about him is that in a lot of scenes, you could just see him kind of hanging back. So, like, there was that scene where, like, Christina and Steven were, like, yakking it up, and she's like, he's a social nerd, da-da-da-da, talking about the hearing aids and everything. And he's in that conversation, too, but he's, like, not overly inserting himself.
He's just listening.
He's just listening. And then there is that moment where Jason is sharing his like Super Smash Bros. Skill set and his tournaments and stuff, and Matt's kind of like, what are these kids talking about? I'm too old for this. But he's also hanging back. I personally really like that in someone, because if I was looking for an alliance member, I would be looking for someone who doesn't need to be the center of attention, who doesn't need to insert themselves, who's not like obsessed with like their story on the show or their place. Like they almost like, I just would be really attracted to that. And so I feel like he gives off that good vibes energy. Yes, so I'm excited to see how he plays. And so yeah, Steven and Matt are close. Anyway, all this Steven talk, it's kind of like what they're kind of sharing is that like Steven has a lot of paranoia, and he is making all these connections, but he's like, yeah, but this is Survivor. What if they all turn on me and vote me out? And I was bullied in high school, and I just have imposter syndrome, and so what's going to happen? So I feel like they are maybe like setting up like a Steven crash out a little bit.
I was just about to, as you were discussing that, that's what I was thinking of, the crash out from last season, which I believe that happened, that was the first episode, right? Or sorry, So I was thinking
47, Andy?
Yes, yeah. Andy. Sorry, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. I was thinking about Andy's crash out, which was so wild, and something that I personally thought, I'm like, oh, so he's gone. Oh, so he is a goner, which was, it's kind of for maybe those who don't remember or don't know, but yeah, Andy was a contestant a couple of seasons ago, and I believe this was after their like first Unity challenge, which I think they lost. Was that after the challenge that he freaked out?
So they lost, and he like lost it. I think dehydration something. But
and he had a panic attack.
Shoves our John
Lovett,
our
fellow podcaster,
under the bus. But Andy rises from the ashes.
That's true.
Has a great story. Goes far into the season. Does some incredible strategic plays.
Yes.
So
crashes and burns at the end in such an amazing way, by the way. And he knows it. And he was self-aware. He's a great player.
And the person we see the least of this episode is Sophie. So I look forward to learning more about her.
Me too.
Classic. Sometimes some of the biggest players of the season are not featured a lot in the premiere. Like I remember, like Genevieve wasn't like featured at all.
Yes, yeah, we didn't see her like talking head. Yeah,
and
for a while.
And then it's like she came out with a bang in episode 3. So Sophie, I'm ready for you all.
Let's do it.
So yeah, so that is us reviewing everybody. So So Nina, now that you've reviewed everybody, you've had a taste. Who is your winner pick for the season?
So we did talk a little bit about this with our friends earlier today. We just couldn't wait, and I was looking at everybody, and the way I go about this is the same way. It's the same with like, guess who's gonna win the Oscars? Who's gonna win this? And I cannot separate like strategy from just like who I like and what I want. And I want MC. It's Michelle. It's Michelle for me. Yes, I get good vibes from her.
We saw very little of this episode. So I'm excited that you clocked that.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. She's obviously she's very strong. I think she's an amazing asset. We haven't seen. I don't think we didn't see much of her like strategy and alliances too much in this episode. So I am excited to see like how she works in that way. I would like to see some interesting moves from her, but yeah, I just get good vibes. Literally, I'm going back to vibes, people. I just get really good vibes from her. I think she's going to be really fun to watch this season. So
I love Nina's winner pick, because I think this is also how you should choose your winner picks of like, who do you just feel like rooting for?
Yeah, exactly. I'm rooting for her.
Oh, people who are older usually don't win, or people who are from, this profession usually don't win. Like they almost try to like game the winner pick, and it's like, no, let's just have fun with our winner picks.
Yeah, I hate that way. Yeah. I hate the way of choosing that.
It's like the game bot pick of winner picks. So my winner pick,
yes, Allison,
is
please.
Actually the other alternate, Jason.
Because
I listened to his preseason interview, and I loved, honestly, everyone's preseason interviews. They're incredible. If you don't,
they're really good this season.
So But I like just found myself just like feverishly taking notes on his preseason interview, and then I thought he did so well in this episode. So a few things that I love about him is in that opening marooning challenge, when they're putting together that like big ass puzzle pieces with the boxes that are all heavy, and he's working with Christina, he just had this very like upbeat, like, we can do this, we got this,
and almost like calm. Like he is very sure of himself. Like he's like, we're gonna figure this out.
And
and there's no other way.
Things I've learned about him in the last couple of weeks is that he is a son of immigrant parents as well, and you know, went to college, decided that he wanted to get into tech, pretty much learn how to be a software engineer through his own grit and focus, and then ended up getting a job at Google. And he just is this guy who, he's very smart and analytical and stuff, but he also describes himself as like a big community guy, a big ideas guy. So he hosts these like huge like Super Smash Brother like tournament games.
Yes.
And he's like, he like described other Survivor players, like the people we're playing with are the type of people who love Survivor so much it sings in their soul to a point. It's like, I think about this and it literally makes me like emotional, because it's like it sings in my soul too.
Oh, sweetie.
And he said that, and I just was like,
and that connected with you, and like that truly, like you felt it in your chest when he said
like,
that, and you're like,
absolutely. Too, and like the people we're playing with are people who like the only thing they could do is like figure out a way to play this game. And so I just love that he sees that in people, and he talks about like these Super Smash Brother tournaments. It's like bringing people out of their shell, people who like don't leave their mom's basement will leave their mom's basement to like play this game. And like that's just a big thing in my family. My dad is a big community guy. He like brings people together, throws huge events at the brewery. And so just like his mix of being this like strategic, smart, go-getter type guy, but then also just having this like total big heart and empathy and vulnerability. And I also love that like preseason he also is like trying to make himself look like, I'm just a big old dork. So he's like purposely like wearing his socks high, you know, like you know, maybe he wouldn't actually dress like this in real life, but he's like playing up the like, I'm Poindexter. So he's just, I thought that was really fun too. So anyway, I am so excited about this season, where it's gonna go. We had a big season 1 2-hour premiere, and so all the other episodes are going to be 90 minutes long, because I'm so excited they switched to 90-minute podcasts. But anyway, we will be recapping it. So we are going to be posting and updating everything at chaoticgood.pod on Instagram. And we're still going to be recapping Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Oh, yes.
So our snowflakes and our castaways are going to be near and dear for many weeks to come. So, yeah, thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks, y'all. And let me leave you with this. What was it? If you wanted to walk in the... Well, oh my God, I'm messing up my favorite Jeff line from this last episode. Oh. Wait, I found my note. It's this. This is Survivor. If you want a picnic, go to a park.
Okay. Signing out. Love you guys.
Bye.